All right, let's kick things off for our arena segment with some historic today. This is a deck that is largely a historic deck because of gaining some better mana here. So one of the things that we've talked about in standard enchantments is Staggering Insight here. So while this card is standard legal, splashing a third color into the green-white enchantments deck isn't super conducive without extra lands. And in historic here, we gain Hinterland Harbor and Glacial Fortress as extra lands that make it so it's a little bit easier to cast our blue splash successfully. Staggering Insight not only generates card advantage for us, but more importantly, it gains life when the creature deals damage, and that bit of life gain while racing is often incredibly important in my experience. So let's go ahead and hop on into some matches here. Oh, let's take a peek at the daily deals real quick first, though. Gold Sync says what? I think I'm good on sleeves. The Saheeli sleeve's kind of sweet. All right, I'll pay gold for that one. It's extra cheap too. That one's great. Actually, let's go use that one. Where's my sleeve? Had a Tameo sleeve. Let's swap that one out, shall we? Looking forward to the new interface for sleeves. Yeah, we're supposed to get the patch coming Thursday is going to bring a default sleeve setting as well as a bigger scrolling window for navigating sleeves, which is great. Man, my fiber internet is so great. The video, the almost 2-hour video of us playing Magic Online for the first deck is already entirely uploaded to YouTube. Stone Age, thanks for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And Lizardio, thanks for the 23 months. And it uploaded that in its entirety to YouTube, all while streaming at 6 megs a second to Twitch. God bless. Yeah, the overlay just reads like whatever the last game state was in the log file. So we finished on a Bant deck last night. Ooh, Historic Adventures. They might be a deck, honestly, it's very similar to ours in that they're largely just gaining better mana in this format. What company is my fiber through? They're through a smaller company called Metronet, and we pay I think it's 75 with taxes for 500 down, 100 up. They have a slightly more expensive package if you want full gig speeds, but I don't really need full gig speeds. The download speed doesn't do a whole lot for me, and 100 up is more than enough for my job. Yeah, you could technically play the Satyr if you wanted. I don't really feel like you need the extra card draw, though. Between Season of Growth and Champion, I feel like you have enough. Yes, so when I was streaming using Comcast Internet as my job, I had to pay Comcast $50 per month just to unlock full use of the internet I already paid them for. So Comcast caps how much of your bandwidth you can use on their network. So I had to pay them for internet, and then I had to pay them another $50 per month so I could use all of the internet I was already paying for. And anybody who hears that and thinks capitalism is working in the United States, you're a flipping idiot. ISPs are one of the greatest examples of capitalism's failures in the United States, hands down. Correct. Yes, there are not. Well, and part of it too is like ISPs are especially hard to, like, break monopolies on because, like, breaking the monopoly requires laying new infrastructure, right? And actually, it's really funny. Worst neighbor at 8, thanks for the 17 months. So, Comcast didn't offer gig internet where I lived, and then the fiber company rolled into town, and within 6 months of a new fiber company showing up in Bloomington where I live, suddenly Comcast offered fiber. Because they had the capability to offer fiber for forever, they just had no reason to upgrade the infrastructure. Because there wasn't an alternative. Yes, they should be categorized and regulated as a utility. Completely agree. I wouldn't be surprised if you see them block with Fae and then bounce it so they can triple granted next turn. Interesting to see what they have in their sideboard. What would win? A bunch of wishes or one giant dude? Okay, so they get 2 land drops here. They get to Brazen Bar where it bounced a bunch of stuff. You pay 30 euro for a gig speed. Yeah. Yeah, my 75 USD for my half a gig is considered a very good rate. Really hoping to draw an enchantment next turn. Actually, if we draw an enchantment next turn, they're dead, right? Because I get to go this in to kill them. Oh no, I'm short, right? Right, because I had +2/+2 for the thing. So if we draw 2 enchantments here, we kill them. Oh no, wait, because this makes it bigger, right? Sick. Whee! 3 mana Teferi in the sideboard to combat Nexus. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's better than Spinner. I could see Teferi being good in the board of this deck, for sure. Extra Blessing sounds great. No Turnpike Bear. In a lot of places, internet companies hold a monopoly in the United States, and they're not regulated at all. So the speeds are slow and the costs are high. Before a fiber company came to Bloomington where I live, I paid a similar amount for a similar speed on Comcast. Okay, so I want this. I want the Baffling Ends. What do I want to cut here? Staggering Insight was obviously great. The Trample's great. Flying seems reasonable. I don't think I can cut threats. And just Season of Growth then. Let's do that. Hand's great. Buy its stuff. This is a deck list that could work in Pioneer. I mean, like, it's a deck list that's Pioneer legal. But no, this archetype is way too slow and fair for Pioneer. Almost assuredly. Hey, that's exciting. Me too. Wait, is next week the 17th or is it the week after? No, it's the week after. I'm on the 17th. Feel the burn, chat. Yes, correct. There are a lot of things in the United States where they have agreements to not That might not be entirely true this go around, Anarank. There's a good chance this race is going to be very competitive down to the end. Really hoping to draw an untapped land here, which is all of our lands. Perfect. Then we get to go training. I don't have a blessing to insulate against a brazen borrower here, which feels bad, but definitely just like pumping up the jam here. I submitted a potential build around on your website on Monday, and I haven't heard back. Were you the Inexorable Tide deck? That wasn't on Monday, though. I don't have any for Monday that I haven't emailed back yet. I'd encourage you to check your spam folder. So if I draw another Eyes or a Blessing here, we kill them. Otherwise, they're gonna mass manipulation and kill us. Feels dead, man. I suppose, no, because they're gonna take my thing, it's gonna be untapped. No, it's not gonna be flying though, right? So if they manipulation me here and I draw any enchantment, I kill them next turn. They also need an untapped blue that doesn't hurt them to mass manipulation here. And they just don't have it. Sick. It's all the love for Biden because of his association with Obama. Largely he's coasting on name recognition. There are another group of people who like they're moderates, and like there's also never Trumpers who are like generally Republicans who are gonna vote for Biden because like he's the closest thing to Republican that they have that's not Trump. Check your spam folder, Walker. I don't have any submissions from Monday that haven't been responded to yet. Obama can't be his running mate, right? Because like I'm pretty sure in order to be vice president, you have to be legally eligible to run for president, and Obama's not legally eligible to run for president. Yeah, a lot of Biden's support in the Super Tuesday came from states that won't be blue in the general. He did not all of it, but a lot of it. If I'm on a strict budget, is it worth it to try MTGO or should I stay under? Well, nothing about Moto is free. Thanks, Bon Jovi. Good to have you here. Yeah, I've been referring to people who are like, they're like, I was a progressive if Warren could vote, but now that Bernie's the only progressive left, I'm not voting for Bernie. It's like, well, you probably weren't really a progressive then, right? You just liked Warren, and that's okay. It's okay to say you were gonna vote for Warren because you liked her, but like, if you're actually a progressive, you're gonna vote based on policy. You're not gonna like be like, well, someone who claims to be a Bernie supporter was mean to me at some point, so I'm gonna like vote for the status quo some more. Because, like, don't get me wrong, while Biden would be light years better than Trump, Biden is very much the political status quo. Yeah, you can feel free to resubmit, Walker, but I mean, like, if you didn't get the first one, there's a good chance you're not going to see a response the second time. Why don't you submit it now and I could take a peek at it real quick. Thanks for the third of a year, Bon Jovi. Welcome back. There's no definite answer to if that's allowed or not. Neat. That's true. Biden represents a return to the status quo. Return to what was the status quo, not the current. Feels bad, man. All right, Staggering Insight is an incredibly good draw here. So I get to do this. And then I think I Seasons of Growth here, so I could still, like, they're not going to kill me next turn, most likely. Famous last words. Oh, feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. Well, you know, all right. All right. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hands. We'll make it, I swear. Do. Yeah, the conclave has decided to vote against us. Don't do it. Have a heart. Don't you dare cast a fourth one. Whew. Oh, I'm dead, right? Yeah, that gains 2. That gains 2, which lifts up Sarah Ascendant. Brutal. This also gains 1 more. Man, what a tilt. You're just like 1 turn away the entire game of getting to pivot. I'm unbelievably disappointed it wasn't a thing. Oh, that is one that's waiting to respond to, and you submitted it on Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know. I need to think on that one. You definitely didn't submit it on Monday. You submitted it on 3/4, which was Wednesday. It wasn't caught in your spam. I didn't respond. I don't know if I could do anything. I had to like look at some cards before I decide if I could do something with that, and I just haven't had time. I guess Banishing Light's probably fine here. Maybe Baffling End. The question is, how interactive versus how linear do I want to be here? No, on the play, I probably just want to be pretty linear, right? Usually I respond pretty quickly. Sometimes for wackier build-arounds, it takes me a little bit. So I need to, like, figure out if there's something we can do that's reasonable. It's for Inexorable Tide. It's one of the new cards they're printing into Historic. I don't know, I feel like that card's probably just too slow. Like, 5 mana cards that don't impact the board are a hard sell. Like, maybe there's some kind of combo hiding in the format that we can do with it. So I need to poke around, but I think I'm supposed to cut these. I don't need card advantage in this matchup. I just need to kill them. Yeah, it's just tough, because even, like, more casual formats like Historic on Magic Arena, like, people are mostly playing good decks. Like, I mean, look at what we're doing here. Like, there's a lot of pretty efficient decks in this format. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one. We've got a lot of Historic decks waiting. I feel like it would just be 2 or 3 matches of me dying. So I'd be very surprised they attack with this. They're gonna turn into a 5/5 here in a second. Try and keep their life total a little bit low here. Probably dead. I think we need a lifelink enchantment to really have a shot here. One of the things that's super awkward that's important to know about this matchup is one of the many things protection does is it makes enchantments of the color you're gaining protection from fall off. So we generally cannot give protection from white in this matchup. This is actually kind of funny, because, like, when they attack here with the Heliod and flip this over, the Heliod turns back into a not creature. Yeah, we're pretty dead here. I'm gonna roll the next one. And just, like, for comparison's sake, Magic Online to Magic Arena, we've played 2 matches in 22 minutes with this deck, whereas in an hour and 45 minutes on Magic Online this morning, we played 3 matches. Sign me up. Probably lead on seasons here, and we go Bronzehide into Sentinel's Eyes on 3, scry draw. We'll see what they play and what we draw. That deck was super electable. That one hits a little bit too close to home for me. I don't know how I feel about that one. This is a great draw because we can build a Bogle now. So this has hexproof as long as it's untapped, and this gives it vigilance. We'll just stack a bunch of friends up on here. God bless the poor soul that's trying to logic with libertarians in my Twitter mentions. It's a losing battle. I swear it's a losing battle. Abort mission. Abort mission. You have to give this trample next turn, so they can't even jump block it. She's not particularly slippery, but she'll do in a pinch. Me too, Black Notes, me too. Thanks for the 10 months of support, Empty Hex. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Be having a good one wherever you are. Well, if the game wasn't over before, it certainly is now. I know what I said, and I said what I meant. It's garbage time. You don't have to go home, but you can't play here. Do. Steel Dingleberries, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. They're actually just dead to this draw, right? Like, even if they double block here, we blessing it and then trample over. Trample-y, trample-ra, do-do-do, do-do-do. I think we cut this. That's a 3-mana 2/2. I think I'm bringing in these because they're 2-mana 2/3s. I know Seasons of Growth was fine there, but I'm going to go ahead and trim that. One thing I'd like to bring up at this point, because it's a question that always comes up, is When people see me trim a card like Seasons of Growth quite frequently, they often ask, well, Jeff, are we just supposed to cut that card from the deck in general? And I think Seasons of Growth is a good example of a card that we refer to as a good game one card. It's a card that kind of helps us be as linear as possible, and then we get rid of it when it's not good. Which is what you see me doing here. I need 3 more cuts here for the ends and the blessings and the spinners. Maybe I'm okay trimming a creature. I'm at 19. Having extra threats is probably good here, though. Let's do that. Let's do that. Wow. For the upcoming Play Hearthstone Masters Tour, they're playing it entirely online due to coronavirus threat, and Blizzard is offering players up to $1,500 if they had non-refundable travel fees that they'd already booked. As someone who's dumped plenty on Blizzard when they've done crappy things, that's good. That is a good thing. Hoping to draw a green source here. Are Magic Grand Prix still going on? Did they start canceling those? Anybody know offhand? They canceled some in Europe. Are the US Grand Prix still going on? I think I'm just shooting this up and hoping for the best. Here in Denmark, they just banned events for more than 1,000 people. Good. So this attack actually gains me life. So thanks. That is a perfect draw. Probably winning this game now. Even with the Spitfire here. You can recognize a good thing even if bad people did it. Not according to the opponents of Bernie Sanders. It does look like a real life pandemic. It does. If they double block here, I get to Blessing and blow them out. Lifelink. Lifelink from this on large display. Although I guess this is lifelink regardless, huh? Facebook sent all of their US staff home for 2 weeks. So this is 3 cavalcade triggers. So the Phoenix is dealing 11. Are we dead? Or not, right? I have a lifelink creature in play. I'm gonna end up at 16 down to 4. I don't think I Blessing in Response here. Okay, so Bird is currently attacking for 5 next turn. And I'm blocking to gain 3. Well, that's the biggest land I've ever made with Destiny Spinner. Yeah, I feel like their attacks were a little less than optimal. 3/3 lifelinker, successfully greater than mono red. Moving on up the event. Do 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 do. Feels a little bad that I don't have a turn 1 white source. It is what it is. Get a rematch here against the life gain deck. Hopefully they don't have infinite Conclave Tribunals this time through. Hey, Returning Dawn, thank you for the 8 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Do I play off stream? Nah, not really. If I'm taking the time to fire up Magic, I might as well fire up the stream as well. Yeah, usually, I've talked about this before. I mostly just play mobile games off stream, because, like, you know, I work probably 15 to 20 minutes for every hour that I'm live off stream. So like if I'm live for 6 hours a day, I work for 8. I'm at my computer for all of that. So like if I'm playing other games, I would generally rather that they like not require me to sit at my desk while I do it. Yikes. Their archetype's very good. Ooh, speaking of very good, that draw right there, probably the best draw in our deck. Followed up by that one, also stellar. Don't call it a comeback, chat. Don't call it a comeback. It's a thick boy. I will take that 24-point swing. Thank you very much. Does Historic have Degenerate combo? It does. What's it called? The what's it called deck is combo. Breach. The Breach deck. Yep. Played the Breach deck a couple of times on stream. Teamer Breach is the one. Kisis is also fairly degenerate, less than Breach though. Thank you for the 31 months, Mike. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Is this... I guess every one of these triggers makes that 2 bigger, but like, by attacking, I'm going to 32, right? So like they have to kill me from 32. And like, and they actually have to kill me from 34 because of the blessing, but they don't know that. I mean, I guess their Bridemaid's huge. So like, eat this, I take 25... This is actually exactly 32. It's 25, 29, 32. That's kind of funny. Alright, so this saves us. So we should go to 2 here. Blessing does give indestructible, but I think it's important that I that I take their thing off the board that makes this even bigger. I don't remember what enchantments are on here. Okay, I can left click to see. We did find jump blockers. So I get to do this, get to play a tapped land, and then honestly, if we can find an enchantment next turn, I get to go champion, draw some cards, and like grow this up. Maybe I'm supposed to keep that for flying, because they might not attack with this. They might just pump the brakes for a turn. I kind of feel like they're supposed to pump the brakes here. Because, like, if they attack with this, I get to attack them back. I feel like this attack is wrong. I guess it lets them gain 33? I guess. So I want to scry before I draw here, which is why I turned off auto order triggered abilities. So scry, then draw. Come on, give me an enchantment. Feels bad, man. This is how the health totals are supposed to work in this game, right? Anyone recall? Is this how the health totals are supposed to work in Magic? It is? Okay, good. Just want to make sure. So it's a race to the top, yep. First one to 100 wins. I mean, to be fair, their deck has a card that lets them win when they get to 35. Game ends when you get an overflow error. Lol. Is it crazy to take this hit? I'm gonna take this hit. Enchantment, please. Man, we've been, like, pretty unlucky so far this game. What a silly game. Aren't you all excited for this game on mobile? Won't that be sweet? Who wants to play this on their cell phone? Are we just dealing clock damage? Maybe. If I hit an enchantment, we like have a very real shot at drawing a bunch of cards and winning this game, right? If I give this pro white, all my enchantments fall off, chat. Just, again, I mentioned it earlier. Maybe y'all weren't here when I mentioned that. But I explicitly called it out because that's always a suggestion in this matchup because people don't know how Magic works. Noonan Fintas, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, that's what we're looking for, chat. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. No! They found their thing before we did, chat. Ajani 0 exiles our board, so that's why I conceded. For people that were not understanding why I conceded, Ajani exiles our board. I think putting Shadow Spear in your mono white deck is awful. As that game just showed, Shadow Spear is a card that's win more. While Shadow Spear will help you win faster in positions where... Well, Shadow Spear will help you win faster in positions where you're going to win eventually. I think, generally speaking, if you sit back and think critically about the games that Shadow Spear is winning you faster, you're going to win almost all of those games anyways. And Shadow Spear is a card that's not a payoff or an enabler in a deck that needs both payoff and enablers. Hey, Sean, thanks for dropping in. Silly things. All right, Banishing End, Baffling End seems good. I don't know that Banishing Light's good enough here. Blessing is probably not good enough. I'm gonna trim my growth. Let's try this. So, fun fact, you actually can't have someone be a VIP and a mod. It's one or the other. Alright, we got a good start here, but it looks like so do they. Do they have a Pride Bait here? Just Leon in. Okay. Next turn we'll go Champion into Eyes, draw a card. Can VIPs be tied up? I don't know the answer to that. I don't think so. Don't try it. I might have to give Sean a sword instead of a VIP badge. I think I'm gonna do this to start. I read that Bernie wants to do away with nuclear power. That can't be a real thing, right? That is his position on nuclear, actually. He's not in favor of it. Bernie's position on nuclear power is actually the one thing I really don't agree with him on. From my understanding of the science, nuclear is one of the things we need to utilize to get to green energy in an efficient manner. But again, it's impossible to align with people on almost anything, on almost everything. So nuclear energy is lower on my list of things that I consider important this voting cycle. AR-15 is trending on Twitter. Well, I can only assume since Biden's doing well, they think he's gonna take their guns away, right? Because that was the mantra for Forever from Idiots, right? Obama was gonna take their guns. So, I don't have a giant lifelink creature at the moment, which is unfortunate. I think we're gonna start with this and see where we go. What am I baffling ending? Am I baffling Heliod or am I baffling the bird? I'm gonna draw one more card before I make that decision. And it's like 2 more because I get to scry here as well. Streamer shot his monitor while he was showing his gun off on stream. Yeah. I think we're gonna start suiting up one of the life bounties because I need to gain some life here. He was drunk too. Well, you know. Good chance they weren't sending their best. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Thanks for the 24 months, player. I appreciate that. Welcome back. The only thing that would make that story better is if showing the gun off implicated him in a crime. Lol. Are we attacking me? Really? I guess I have to block here. Then I go to 2. I think that's the play. Because next turn I'm gonna get to stack some counters on this and gain some life with it. So we'll play this. I'm just looking for another enchantment here. Man, that's rough. Are we dead now? I think we're dead, right? So I'm just gonna die to this bird. Guess I should have jump blocked last turn. So I'm gonna lose flying on my life bounty when I pass the turn. Yeah, I mean, I can attack with the life linkers. No, I'm still dead on board even if I do that, because these pop off and make this bigger. And even if they didn't pop off and make that bigger, I'm still, like, effectively dead, even if I'm not literally dead that turn. Thanks for the third of a year, Aosmos. Welcome back. So we finished 2-2. We took both of our losses to... We took both of our losses to white aggro. The Sisters deck is very, very good in Historic. The Siblings deck with Daxos. What could we do to make that matchup better? Not really sure that there's like a great specific tool. Revoke existence. Yeah, obviously I should have been more defensive the previous turn, and then I likely wouldn't have died to the Hawk. Hey, Psychonaut, thanks for 11 months. Welcome back. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the white deck is just like a better linear aggro deck than we are. Like, the upside to this deck is it's a linear aggro deck that gets to like draw some cards. Yeah, I think you would have to play some powerful interaction. Lil Wolverine, thanks for the 2 months. Settle the Wreckage could be okay, yeah. The problem with a Johnny of our own is that we don't always have a ton of life gain. Yeah, I feel like some Settle the Wreckage to pair with our Banishing Lights is probably the right answer. I mean, playing something like Unsummon seems very silly when we can just play actual removal. So yeah, I think if I were to try this again, I would probably slot a couple of Settle the Wreckage in the sideboard. That's like a pseudo sweeper that our deck can play. I feel like we hit the low end of variance in those matches a couple of times too, though. Like, we drew a lot of cards, we ended up kind of flooding out in a couple of them. And we're actually only playing 22 lands total, so I feel like we were a little bit on the low side. Forfeit the matchup, you win your match. I mean, I think that deck's very good, Marty, and you'll play it later into the leagues. I also think, like, I'm not talking about adding incredibly narrow cards to my deck, so, like, adding Settle the Wreckage to, like, try and combat that deck seems like a good response, because, like, Settle the Wreckage is, like, a reasonable card that'll come in other places. All right, at any rate, after going 2 and 2, I'm going to go ahead and roll on into some Standard here today. Speaking of life gain, we are going to try a Standard variation of the archetype our last opponent is playing, but we're going to be looking to leverage Planeswalkers alongside Interplanar Beacon to leverage our Pride Mates and our Heliod's here in the Standard deck. I'm going to hit a quick ad roll while I get the client restarted and get my deck list and stuff flipped over. We'll be back in just a few minutes with this one. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.